On September 24th, the Maryland Public Secondary School Athletic Association, better known as the MPSSAA, voted on a new playoff format that now allows every football team to be in the state playoffs.
I don't think it takes anything away. I don't think it adds to it. It could in the future in terms of whether or not you have some teams that are 10-0 playing an 0-10 team.
I think it will make it both more competitive and maybe non-competitive, because every team making it, then you're just going to have a very maybe not so competitive first game if you're a higher seed facing a very low seed.
This year I do. I hope it gets more kids, more experience on the field. This isn't necessarily something that I think a lot of high school coaches would like to stick around, just because of the competitive nature of the sport and needing, your schedule to be, have a certain strength in order to make the playoffs.
Here's how the new format works. You have your 4 regional divisions, the 1A, the 2A, the 3A, and the 4A. The MPSSAA is taking the biggest schools from the 1A and the smallest schools from the 2A, combining them, making the 1A-2A division. They're doing the same thing for the 3A and the 4A schools, making the 3A-4A division. You have your 4 original divisions plus 2, ultimately making 6 state champions instead of 4.
Anytime that we have an opportunity to increase our teams participating in the state tournament is a good thing. I don't think there's any question about whether or not the state should increase it to 6. I think some coaches are very supportive of it. I think most coaches are supportive of it going to 6. So in that regard, I think it's a good thing. I think this new format was done solely for the purpose of schools that have issues with closing down their football program or shutting down their football program, because football is the only sport that actually requires you to accumulate points throughout the season for wins and losses.
At first we were a little concerned about how it was going to be, considering how many games playoffs was going to be extended. After we found out that it was now going to be 6 divisions instead of 4, we realized playoff games are going to be the same. So this year doesn't really change a whole lot for us. We know that at any time a game could be canceled due to COVID. So it kind of gives some breathing room in the schedule for things like that.
Well, I think it has a positive impact in just in the fact that instead of having 4 state champions, now you have an opportunity to have 6 state champions. So that in regard, it does have a positive impact. Again, whether it goes beyond this year or not, we still don't know that. As far as I know, it was done solely for the purpose of this year, with issues related to COVID.
Middletown football coach Colin DeLauder, along with quarterback and defensive back Clark Cheers, share how they think the new playoff format will affect the rest of their season.
I think it gives us a better shot too, because it's just giving us more opportunities to face teams that we've already played or teams that we normally do face.
I think it neither hinders or excels us in any way. I think we were a team that, due to the current format, would probably make the playoffs no matter what.